Hey, Utah Mammoth fans, Tusks up, and welcome into another Utah Mammoth Daily. So, the Mammoth did drop to 1-2 against the Blackhawks. Not ideal, but the sky's not falling either. The offense still hasn't erupted, but let's keep things in perspective. This is game 3 of 82. And so there are new line combinations. People are still trying to figure each other out. Barrett Hayton, was his first game back, and you could tell. And the goaltending rhythm is going to be different as well. We had Veggie for the first two. Now Vitek Vanacek stepped in, and they both performed admirably well. The effort level has dipped on the top line with the Clayton Keller line. Nick Schmaltz, Barrett Hayton now has dropped a little bit, but overall, there's high energy. People are flying around the ice. Against the Blackhawks, there was times where they felt just pensive. They didn't know what they needed to do. So that's just early season jitters. Ideally, you'd like to get that stuff worked out in the preseason, but as we saw in the preseason, it was a really big roster to cut down, and a lot of guys missed a lot of time for different reasons. So this is hockey's version of bad weather. Frustrating, temporary, and completely survivable. The bounces will start to fall. Right now, it's about patience, not panic. And trust me, during the game, this was the first Utah game where I was actually audibly frustrated, screaming at Sergachev and Keller to shoot the puck instead of doing the extra pass. This isn't the Golden State Warriors offense, okay? You don't need to do the extra pass, just shoot the puck. And I screamed that twice at Keller and about 5 times at Sergachev on my screen. Like, just shoot the puck. You know what I mean? But let's move on to the numbers here. Let's look at the numbers a little bit. So against Chicago, Utah outshot the Hawks 34-27, owned 56% of the 5-on-5 shot share, and had an expected goal rate of almost 3 at 2.9 to Chicago's just 2.4. But they finished with just the 1 goal. To me, that signals puck luck and an offense that wasn't really generating much movement. That's what I saw. And it was a lot of not shooting on the whole net. It was getting over to the sides, left side, right side, doesn't matter, and shooting on half or even a third, and sometimes a quarter of the net, as opposed to getting the best chance. It was always the extra pass. And I think that needs to be fixed moving forward. But it's an easy fix. It really is. I don't think we're going to be hard pressed for goals moving forward. So as we move forward, let's keep that in mind. The lone goal did come from J.J. Peterka. It was great. It was a wonderful pass from Dylan Guenther, who is the big bright spot of the team. It's like Dylan Guenther, Dmitry Simashev, Logan Cooley, and then everybody else. It's those 3 guys right now. And I'm very impressed with what I've seen from them. It was super fun to watch, and it was great. It was just great. Guenther and J.J. Peterka look really natural on that line with Logan Cooley in the middle. So overall, I think that line is great. It's high energy. It's fast. And they are getting better and better at moving as a unit with the blue liners. So the puck goes down into the corner. It's not always expecting, Nate Schmidt's just going to go get it, so I'm going to stay ready for the breakout. It's, I'm going to dive into the corner with the defenseman. Somebody else is going to rotate over. Now, that was a problem on the power play, and it just seemed like there was miscommunication again for the second game in a row between Nate Schmidt and Dylan Guenther as who was going to go into the scrum and who was going to stay out on the penalty kill. But that's fixable through coaching and just through playing together, having minutes on the ice together. Was it a game-breaking goal? Not really, because Utah still kept the pressure up. They still started They still kept the puck in the offensive zone. Chicago was under siege for most of the game. It's just the chances that Utah was creating weren't the best, and sometimes they were just doing the extra pass instead of getting the shot on goal and getting the greasy goals, the dirty goals, the scrum goals, just to shove the puck past the goalkeeper instead of the highlight reel slap shot into the corner. So that's really what happened there. Keller and Guenther combined for 9 shots on goal. Logan Cooley added 4 more. 2 of them high-danger looks. The power play did go 0 for 3, sure, but puck movement was crisp. The numbers tell the story. This team is generating. It just needs the payoff. It just needs the right bounce. It just needs to be shot at more opportune times instead of passing for the perfect look. All right. Now we're going back to the Dursey conundrum. The Dursey's down, but the defense looks like it's just going to be just fine. It's not panic time like it was last year. It looks like Utah is just going to put Barrett Hayton in that roster spot, move Dursey to the injured list, and we move forward. No need to call up Daniil Boot, Scott Perinovich, Artem Duda, Maverick Lamoureux. Continue to let them season themselves down in the AHL or juniors, wherever they are, and we can move forward. It is week to week. It's not as bad as it looks, and it looked really bad. It was the surgically repaired right shoulder of Dursey, so I really want him to come back and come back strong. He's dealt with injuries his entire career, and I want this to be the final one he has that makes him miss extended period of time. I mean, it's hockey. You're never going to be perfectly healthy all the time, but this is the last one I want to see him miss an extended run. But Mikhail Sergachev and Nate Schmidt have stepped up in heavier minutes. Olli Mata slotted in just fine like he did last year. And Dmitry Simashev continues to earn trust. He was even elevated to the same line as Mikhail Sergachev, and I think that's a brilliant move because there's not going to be a language barrier. Mikhail Sergachev and Dmitry Simashev are also living together. I've said that before. It's just a natural pairing, in my opinion. Mikhail Sergachev is the calm veteran, the one who's seen it all, the one who knows what to do in most situations. And Dmitry Simashev just looks great. He's 20 years old, and he was harassing Connor Bedard like he was a 20-year pro. So I was very happy to see that. If they need to free up a forward spot, I mean, I don't see them doing that. They're running with this. So for now, it's about letting the defense settle and minimize risky zone exits. There were a lot of those, especially from John Marino. John Marino can pass the puck like nobody's business, but he just needs to make smarter decisions with the puck. Just because you can make that pass doesn't mean you should. And so that's what I've seen there. But overall, I think we're going to be okay on the blue line. We've only given up 2 goals per game when the goalie was in net. Obviously, there was the empty netter at the end of the game against the Blackhawks. So, on average, if you're only giving up 2 goals per game, you're probably going to make the playoffs. So I'm good with the goalies. I'm good with the blue line. Just the offense and puck luck needs to improve. And so moving forward, where does that leave Utah? Where does that leave the Mammoth? Through 3 games, they've outshot and outpossessed 2 of the 3 opponents, defended well, had a couple of brain lapses on the penalty kill that need to be shored up, and they will. Dylan Gunther is a great player. Nate Schmidt is a seasoned professional. They'll get it figured out. It'll be fine. And the reliable goaltending of Vanacek and Vejmelka, it looks like that is going to stick around for a while. And Veggie doesn't have to feel like he has to play 60-something games per season. It looks like Vitek Vanacek will be just fine as well. The box scores aren't flattering yet, but the effort really is, except for that Clayton Keller line. I don't know what's going on with that line, but I think it'll get fixed. This is the same team that took Colorado to the wire, outplayed Chicago for basically the entire game, except for a stretch in the first period. And they're learning how to convert that effort into goals. The message inside that locker room, and right here on this program, is the same. Don't panic. Trust the structure, tighten the details, and the results will come. And I'm glad I have that day gap, because if I were to record this episode immediately after that game, I was going to be a part of that Sky is Falling crew that is out there right now. That Andre Trigny's on the hot seat, and this is a problem that needs to get fixed. If it doesn't get fixed, then this is a disaster of a season. It's game 3. 3 of 82. So we can relax. We can take a deep breath. And we have the home opener today. So just take a deep breath. 3 games in. Everything is fixable. There's nothing broken. For me, what I want to see as we move further into this season is Mikhail Sergachev and Clayton Keller shooting the puck more. Clayton Keller is too selfless. He just is. He's a great captain. He's a great guy. He just needs to be a little bit more selfish and just get the puck on net instead of looking for the perfect pass. And then Mikhail Sergachev, if he put up the same amount of shots as Cale Makar, I'm not going to say he's as good as Cale Makar because that's a stupid thing to say. But his stats would be closer to Cale Makar, and he would be in the conversation for best defenseman in the league. He would at least be in the conversation. So more shots. Stop passing for the perfect goal. Stop passing for egos. I don't know if there's like an ego check going on in the locker room or not. I hope not. But that's what I want to see as we move forward. More shots from the captain and more shots from the associate captain. So that's your Utah Mammoth Daily for today. Tusks up. Enjoy the home opener, and I will see you all tomorrow.